Okay, so the monumental, once in history, or certainly once in a generation, heavyweight boxing clash in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia is done. The dust has settled, and in the words of Highlander, there can only be one.
There can be only one!
Undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, and that man's name is Oleksandr Usyk. That is correct. He got the job done. He was victorious in Saudi Arabia against Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King. He won the fight by a split decision in what was an absolute classic, a fantastic fight, a great display from both men having to dig deep, show a lot of heart, entertaining the fans. Okay, tremendous fight. Now, before we get into the review, first of all, Tyson Fury thinks that he was robbed, feels that the judges gave it to Oleksandr Usyk because Ukraine are at war. They were his words, not mine. Other than that, pretty graceful in defeat. Of course, it was a close back and forth fight. He had some big success early in the fight, so in his mind, it feels like he won. But he must know, not only in his mind, in his body, he pretty much hit the canvas. Round 9, the ropes saved him right at the end of the round. It was scored a knockdown from Oleksandr Usyk's side. They feel that the referee stopped a stoppage. Okay, so when the fight started, I spoke about this. Usyk being the shorter guy, you haven't got to be a scientist to work this out. He's got to close the range, okay? He's got to get on the inside, and he's got to be the faster man with faster feet and good head movement and all the rest of it. And that's how the fight started. For the first 3 rounds, it was pretty much Oleksandr Usyk controlling the fight with his footwork and the left hand to the body. And, of course, forward pressure, backing Tyson Fury up into the corner. Of course, Fury has got amazing reactions, razor quick, urban cat-like reflexes, okay? He was in the corner, he was showboating and stuff like that. He looked comfortable, he looked smooth, he looked happy. He didn't look troubled. But even though those first 3 rounds were very close, I think Usyk got the job done. He was dominating, he was pushing him back, he was landing more shots, and he was kind of just inserting his will. However, it's a 12-round affair. Rounds 4, 5, and 6, we saw a very different fight. We saw Tyson Fury step it up. We saw Tyson Fury go on the attack, stand his ground, push Usyk back, and the right uppercut. That was the best shot all night long from Tyson Fury. That right uppercut, I think it was round 4 or 5, wobbled Usyk, not visibly, not bad, but certainly had him a little shaken, certainly had him taking some backward steps. But of course, as we know, Oleksandr Usyk is not the type of man to give up on himself. So as the fight started to progress into rounds 4, 5, and 6, Tyson Fury was starting to own the fight. He was starting to own the ring. He was certainly in charge, using that massive body that he has, that gigantic frame, using the jab, keeping Usyk on the outside, punking him a little bit. Every time he got caught with a shot, he was playing around, sticking his tongue out, going in the corner and doing all this stuff and coming back with lefts, rights. He looked fast, he looked powerful, and he looked extremely dangerous. But the key is, this is a 12-round fight, okay? Usyk won the first 3. Fury probably won the next 3. However, there's 12 rounds, and the pace was absolutely furious. Well done to Tyson Fury to be able to maintain that kind of pace throughout 12 rounds. It's hard for anybody, okay? But when you're 6'9" and you weigh the amount that Tyson Fury does, to be able to still go toe-to-toe with Oleksandr Usyk at that kind of crazy pace, that really is something special. We've always spoke about it. Tyson Fury doesn't have the most athletic body, and that's an understatement. But the man is an athlete. That's as simple as that. But as I say, still 6 rounds to go. And as those last 6 rounds started going on, Tyson Fury started to slow a bit. And Usyk started to grow in confidence, started to do a little bit better. There was a bit of concern from the talk of the referees, from Steve Bunt, saying, listen, we're almost in a territory where Usyk now is going to be coming from behind, where he's going to need a stoppage. Well, the stoppage almost came in round 9. Oleksandr Usyk landed that left hand to the head, followed it up, had Tyson Fury wobbled all over the place. Tyson backing up, trying to get away from him, trying to get space, and Usyk would just not let off. Right at the end of round 9, boom, kind of drops him, gets saved by the ropes. The referee steps in, gives him a count, and as soon as they came back from the count, that was the end of the round. So going into round 10, in a very, very close fight, everything was to play for, because the knockdown in round 9, of course, if you know boxing, that scored a 10-8 round. So that made it almost even going into round 10, or maybe Tyson Fury up 1 round. It meant there was everything to play for, and more importantly, everything to fight for. And at that stage at the fight, right, they're both taking each other's shots. They're both hurt. They're both wobbled. They're both tired. It's all about who wants it more, who's willing to push themselves to that level, who's willing to dig deep and forget about the pain and just keep going and enjoy the kind of torture that the human body is going through. Because let me tell you, their lungs are burning, their jaws are aching, their hands are aching, their shoulders are on fire. They just want to sit down and have a drink, have a beer, just do anything apart from getting punched in the face. But what kind of man are you, right? That's what it's all about in rounds 11 and 12 in a fight like that with two tremendous boxers, two of the best of our generation who wanted it more. Well, round 11, Usyk went out there, stole it. Close rounds. Other than round 9, I don't think any round was a landslide for either man. There was some sensational skill from both men on display. Round 11, I gave it to Usyk. Round 12, I probably gave it to Tyson Fury. Tyson really impressed me in round 12 with his resolve, with his resilience, with his recovery ability. Of course, we've seen that before when he was dropped against Deontay Wilder, managed to take himself up off the canvas and then go on the attack. Okay, but in round 12, when he looked like he was tired, when he should be the most exhausted throughout the fight, he had one of his best rounds in the last 3 or 4. So when he went to the judges' scorecards, I honestly had no idea. My brain said more than likely, Oleksandr Usyk wins by maybe a point. But I had a funny feeling that there was going to be a draw. Certainly when you remember that there's 4 promotions belts on the line, okay? And we've seen some crazy decisions in the world of boxing, but of course it was announced it was a split decision. The winner was Oleksandr Usyk, and he was very gracious in victory, just as Tyson was gracious in defeat. Now, Fury was asked about the rematch. He said, listen, we're going to do it. October, we're coming back 100%.
I believe I won that fight. I believe he won a few of the rounds, but I won majority of them. I'm going to run it back in October. Good luck to Oleksandr. Well done. God bless you. Happy New Year!
Usyk agreed to that as well. So the reality is we are going to get to see this. We are going to see a round 2. And it's going to be phenomenal. And I can't wait because that was a tremendous boxing fight. Regardless of the fact that Oleksandr Usyk is now the undisputed champion of the world, which is just unbelievable. Remember, that's the first time that's been contested for this century. It was 1999, Evander Holyfield versus Lennox Lewis when somebody last became the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. That is unbelievable. And of course, when you look at the rematch, it's going to be about what can they do differently. I don't really know if Tyson Fury can get in better shape than what he was, right? That was a furious pace. And maybe Oleksandr Usyk was willing to lose a couple of rounds on the scorecards by pressuring so much to get Tyson Fury tired in the later rounds. If that's what he was doing, if that was kind of the game plan, to lose a couple of close rounds to force the action out of Tyson Fury, then that was absolutely genius game planning, because that's essentially what we saw. And of course, for Oleksandr Usyk, a man that Tyson Fury called a middleweight, called him the run rabbit, and all the rest of it, the sausage, all the rest of his dad headbutting people at the start of fight week. This was just a nice way to say, you know what, shut up, I'm the better man. Now, of course, Tyson Fury ain't going to change, and that's why we all tune in, and that's why we love him, that's why we boo him. I'm a big fan. I think the man is absolutely charismatic. He brings a lot to the world of boxing, and the rematch, guaranteed, is going to be even better. So, there it is. Oleksandr Usyk, you should be very proud of yourself. Unbelievable, tremendous night of fights. Who did you have winning? Let me know in the scorecards. You might have noticed I've got a jazzy shirt on. I'm in Costa Rica. I spent 4 days in Costa Rica, and all of a sudden I've got a Spanish accent. Anyway, you guys take care. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Ring the bell. I'll see you soon.